I found out about Dr. Burney through doing extensive research on the internet. And there was one, I scoured a lot of different websites, and there was one in particular that I cannot recall offhand, but that was just so thorough about restorative techniques and what to expect. And Dr. Burney was one of probably 20 dentists on that website, and this website was put up by a long-time retired dentist. I came in for my consultation with Dr. Burney. It'd been a while since I'd been to the dentist, and I had some pretty extensive work that I wanted and needed to have done. And he was just very methodical and patient about laying out a specific plan for my specific needs. And it was pretty, I needed some work done, so it was detailed. But, his explanation was extremely thorough. He answered every question, and I had a lot, very well and extensively. And I just felt after I had left here that I had seen a man who was at the top of his game, and also somebody who, obviously when you're having anything done, medically speaking, you want the best person that you can afford and find for whatever your ailment is. And, if they happen to be a nice person on top of that and a good guy, that's always nice, but that's not always the case. Well, with Dr. Burney, I liked him as well. There was no, it's interesting, the office and all the equipment you can tell is very state-of-the-art, but the tone of the office is very old-fashioned in that everybody's extremely friendly, genuine, and authentic, and he's the same way. And which is not always the case, but just very accessible and just a good guy on top of it. Being specifically negative to other dentists, it's like if you're going out to buy a car or anything, if you look at enough cars and go to enough dealerships, certain things are going to emerge. And the same with going to see dentists, whether it's their office and what they're trying to sell you, the tone of the people that you're speaking with on the phone to make an appointment, the dentist himself. So there's a lot of variables there, a lot of factors, at least there was for me. And I just found that first and foremost was the expertise level. I wanted the best dentist I could find, and I felt I found that in Dr. Burney, who also happened to have all these other great qualities, and he seemed like he was on the same page that I was. In other words, there wasn't a lot of pomp and circumstance. They're not selling you on massage chairs and aromatherapy while you wait. All that's great if that's your cup of tea, but I'm going to the dentist, not a spa. And all those other things are nice, but he just seemed to have his priorities in alignment with where my priorities were. And it all worked out really well. The office was just very state-of-the-art, very nice, but not stuffy or pretentious. The girls at the desk, Nancy, Sarah, Jamie, Marilyn, Sassy, and those are part of the girls that assisted Dr. Burney. But they were all just extremely nice, friendly. They were always the same, whether it was on the phone or in person. They just had this, a very friendly, accessible, positive, upbeat vibe to them every time. There was no inconsistency in that. So, and that's always, I find, it's kind of a good barometer. The tone out in the office is kind of a barometer as to what the tone is when you walk through the door and go back to see the dentist. And it was consistent, because Dr. Burney was absolutely the same. I had a lot of questions for him, and his demeanor, aside from being very professional and obviously very knowledgeable and had a lot of expertise, he was always patient, never seemed rushed or annoyed, and just very extensive in his explanations. Oh, I would absolutely recommend Dr. Burney to any and everyone who needs a great dentist. And the evidence of that is that I'm sitting here talking to you now, first and foremost. And the second is Dr. Bernie is my new dentist. And yeah, I just think that, you know, when you undertake something, you know, whether it's buying a car, your physical health or whatever, and you do your due diligence and do a lot of research, and you finally settle on somebody, and then you go through the process of whatever that is. When you come out the other end, that's when you know, if you still feel great about your choice, you made the right choice. And with Dr. Bernie, I made the right choice.